Welcome to T-Boys TV, back again with another Hatter Show, obviously episode 89. Obviously in this one, we'll be discussing that Millwall game midweek, another draw against Millwall, which, with how the game went, good draw, obviously we'll get into that. And then obviously previewing the game tomorrow, at home again, obviously against Swansea, but like I said, we will get into that in a bit. But yeah, like always, I'm joined with my dad. How are we, Dad?
Yeah, all good, mate. You?
Yeah, I'm all good. But yeah, man, let's get into it. So obviously we took on Millwall during the week. You got the outcome right. I said 2-1. I thought we might snatch it. If it's a couple of months ago, I would have said a draw. But yeah, I did have that feeling, given how, none of us drew in our last home or away games, last 5. Thought maybe someone would sneak it. But then I suppose when you look at the table, obviously most people would have predominantly said a draw, giving both on the same points, same goal difference, etc. But yeah, obviously going into it, obviously the lineup, Ethan in goal, Osho, Lockyer, Bell, Doherty and Drame, and Nakamba, Ruddock, Clark just ahead, Morris and Adebayo. Now, when I saw that lineup, I was very surprised that Morris was back already. I'm not going to lie. I thought the best we would see is him on the bench. You were confident that he was potentially going to be back, to be honest, and he obviously was. I just thought with it being on in a cast, I thought maybe it'd be the bench at best, like I said, and then maybe proper in the next game. But fair play to him for being back already. Other than that, I think it's pretty much what I said really. Obviously, I'd have liked to see Campbell, but sort of expected to see Nakamba. So yeah, other than that, it's pretty much what I said. Obviously, the bench. It was obviously Berry, Bradley. Good to see Bradley back on the bench. Campbell, Fred, Shea, Taylor, and Woodrow. So a decent bench as well. Your thoughts on that lineup, Dad, on the bench?
Yeah, pretty much as expected. And yeah, good to see Bradley on the bench. So yeah, pretty much as we expected it to be, really.
Yeah, no, 100%. And then obviously going into the game, obviously Millwall did get an early goal. A rare howler, you could say, from Ethan. The only time he's performed not other great performance, in my opinion, this season for us was West Brom. But then again, a lot of players weren't great in that. But yeah, he didn't have a great moment there. Fleming, obviously, he's up there with goal scorers for Millwall. Did obviously put them 1-0 up. And yeah, bit of a gutting goal to concede, wasn't it? Really?
Yeah, but it was a howler. Do you know what I mean? But the way some people are going on, like he does it every single game, which is ridiculous. He doesn't. He does make some good saves. Like what people seem to be forgetting is 90% of the time he has nothing to do, so he's not getting noticed. Back in the days, we'd have a keeper that would do stuff because defensively we weren't as good as we are now, and people seem to be forgetting that. Do you know what I mean? Lapse of concentration, that's all that was. Do you know what I mean? Straight away after that, he was fine. And other than that, it went. These things happen sometimes. Shea's done it. Right? Any keeper we've had's made a mistake. It's just lay off. Or what are we going to do? Put Shea in for the rest of the season then? Because Shea's a decent backup keeper, sorry, but he ain't no better than Horvath at all.
No. So. and that's what I was saying on my watch along as well. People. I also think it's a scapegoat thing as well, because he's not actually our player technically. I think that's another thing as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it's a bit of that in there, but most people understand this. Do you know what I mean? It's just always the odd few, so I'm not really bothered about that, because that's just it is what it is. He's still going to be playing. Go for it, and you're expecting Shea to be in goal. Oh yeah, we're going to drop a player. Just right, that's it. You'll drop, mate. Do you know what I mean? We still drew the game. If he does it for like 2-3 games in a row when you're up there, and then his confidence is obviously shot. Then you would have to give him a break. Do you know what I mean? He's played pretty much every single game.
Yeah, even the FA Cup games, which you haven't expected them.
The chances are you're going to make an error. I've seen, how many have I seen? I saw 2 in a Champions League game the other day, by world-class keepers. So just leave it out, man. It happens.
True.
Yeah, it was, pot shot. Which, he should have had that space anyway, either. But, yeah, obviously you should have saved it. But these things happen, move on. And the team did immediately. So that's some fans need to know.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then obviously in the first half, I suppose the other talking points, a few penalty shouts. I definitely think, we should have had at least 2. There was 3. I can't remember if the second one was in the second half. No, I think they're all in the first, actually, weren't they? But yeah, 2. Go on.
No, I think one of them was in the second half. But the first one for me, yeah, the guy hit it with his arm, right? But before that, there was a foul, right? And I'd say it was a foul on Osho, but the referee said it was a foul the other way. So he'd already blown up for that. So regardless of that guy hitting the ball, it wouldn't have been done for handball. But I felt it was a foul on Osho. But, it's a little bit 50-50, but, he was all over him. And then, yeah. But the thing is, we get this every season. These are the things you've got to fight. You've got to fight past that sometimes, and it is like that. But we can't do anything about it. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Yeah. No, it was obviously very frustrating. And then obviously the other penalty shout, Clark. It's not the first time he's been fouled this season at home.
That was a definite point blank, mate.
Yeah, exactly. He swiped him from behind. Yeah,
that was definitely, and he was looking straight at that. Ridiculous.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I would say I couldn't believe it, but then again, not really. With the amount of penalties we should have had this season.
Yeah, I think they've got to proper go in and for the ref to consider it. I don't know what's going on, but it's inconsistent.
Yeah, very, very. Yeah, I suppose they're really, the talking points from the first half. Obviously, the second half was where the game was obviously a lot better. Not at the start of the half for us, but obviously I did get a goal. Looking back at it, a lot of people say it's offside. A lot of people, say it's tight.
No, it was definitely offside. Definitely offside.
Yeah, I think he was just what I saw.
But he was offside. Simple as that. Like, and the linesman should have spotted it, didn't. But again, these things happen. Do you know what I mean? And we might benefit from that. I don't think I haven't seen us, but it could happen to us. But yeah, it was frustrating. Again, like that was probably their best bit of play the whole game. And the top striker scored, I believe. So
Bradshaw, yeah.
We know they've got quality, but still, and then then you got to have the belief. Other times we would have crumbled or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
And we actually, I felt we were better than them overall as well.
Yeah,
so that's a good thing. That's a good thing to see going into these other games and that. Yeah, we've got some tough games coming up, but we're a tough team. So, let's see what happens. But yeah, it was frustrating. But then you just couldn't do anything. But
yeah,
what the players do on the pitch that matters. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly, and that's what you saw, that fighting spirit. Obviously, we did get a goal back. Pretty shortly after.
Great goal as well.
It's about six minutes after or something like that. Obviously Elijah pouncing onto stuff, and you've seen that a lot of times from him this season. Obviously good. He's on the score sheet again. And yeah, from that moment in, I started to believe that we could get another one, to be honest. But yeah, like you said, very, very good goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, we was putting the pressure on them, and was it a cross in or whatever? and then Drame nearly scored himself. Great save from the keeper.
Didn't I say he would score? Or was that a different game? Oh,
No,
it's this one.
it was really good save from the goalkeeper, and then Elijah was just there, and that was still quite a difficult finish.
Yeah, I was thinking
the ball, and he had to just angle it in just into the roof of the net. Great finish. I was really pleased for him as well because he actually worked really hard in that game.
I can imagine you going mental.
And then from then, I felt the same. May possibly even win the game, turn it around and win the game. That just set up. Normally Millwall hold on to a lead. That they very rarely lose the lead. So they go on to win the game most of the time. So again, for us to overcome that was brilliant. And that's don't be writing us off. Don't be thinking, and it was frustrating when they were 2-0 up. And I was like, and all their fans were loving it and that. And it's like, come on, man. But I knew we weren't going to lose to them. So yeah, I was really pleased that was the catalyst for me. That showing the quality when you needed to there.
Yeah.
I was really pleased.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And then, like we said, obviously we believed we could get back into it. I just felt the way we were, got that goal, the confidence, then we had even more to try and get another one. The amount of times we were putting pressure on them after that as well. And obviously Berry, that guy, again, that was giving me Blackburn away last season vibes. I said that on my socials. And brilliant finish. Brilliant pass forward by Clark. And I didn't actually know until they said it on the watch along. When I was doing a watch along on Sky Sports. Clark's actually won possession the most for us this season. It's really impressive. He's done it a lot in this game as well at times. Remember when the ball was on the left-hand side and he won it. And obviously he set up Berry. Very good finish by Berry. And the funny thing is, in my head, as soon as he, released the shot, I just knew it was going in. It was just one of them. Sometimes it is. And man, fair play to him. Fair play to him. He has scored vital goals for us, over the last 2 seasons. Like I said, Blackburn, obviously, he scored both in that game. Obviously, that was a massive point in the end. Preston, when we destroyed them last season, I think he got a double or at least got one. Blackpool this season, away. There's been plenty of times. And, like I said, before that Blackburn game last season, I didn't think he was good enough for the Championship, but he completely, proved me wrong with getting vital goals. And that's the thing, like I've said about him at times, which we do miss in midfield sometimes. Sometimes we don't, go on to take them pop shots. Sometimes you try and play that extra ball. And what he does sometimes, he'll just take the shot on. And sometimes his movement puts off the opposition players. Like, look at the goal he scored against Blackpool, for example. No one was on him. So, yeah, man, brilliant goal, wasn't it?
Yeah, great finish. He's got that quality, clearly. and a lot of his goals are good finishes. But for me, his positioning is just second to well. He reads the game so well. And then we've been talking about a few times, where we know that if he comes off from the bench, and it has been happening, he just hasn't managed to get the shot away or whatever. So he's been getting into them positions. So it's only a matter of time. And and the thing is, it's hard because we only play him kind of with 3 midfielders. It is hard for all the midfielders to get into that team. Do you know what I'm saying? But he said he's happy to come off and still contribute, and that's what being in the squad's all about. Do you know what I mean? We know what he's got, and when you don't see him week in and week out, the opposition players ain't going to be ready for that. Do you know what I mean? And they weren't then. They were like, great finish. Keeper was close to it as well, but it was, and that was it. Then I was like, yes, and you can see how popular he is in the club as well. So I'm hoping, that it sounds like from what way he was talking that I don't know if his contract does run out, then we'll be looking to renew it. I would have thought. Do you know what I mean? And he'll be happy to play, and that's good. But yeah, you got mice.
Nice flipping draws. They're just squeaky as hell. They need to put some WD-40 on it or something. Real talk.
Clinical finish as well, you know what I mean? placement and that brilliant. And he's like that in them moments as well. He's got really good composure. And yeah, like you say, he's done it a few times. I mean, that, you know, and that's why we like him. And again, he's been there with us
for years. Yeah,
since League One.
One of the longest serving ones. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, like, and that's you know, good decision to bring him on as well. That's the thing. You know, Colton didn't want to come off. Rob said maybe he should have been a bit like, come on, you know, like Mick Arthur. Remember that time when Fred or someone? No, who was it? He didn't want to come off, and he was like, "Get off!" Do you remember?
I want to say it was. Nah, I don't think it was Moncur.
It was Loire, I think.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, that was it. Actually, yeah. Accrington away. Yeah.
Sometimes, but you know, you know, but he sort of understood that, and he said like, maybe, you know, I could make my substitutions earlier and that, and he'll learn from that. You know, sometimes when a player's going no, and he is a vital player for us.
Yeah, 100%.
Hard to go, you know, and it's not. It happens a bit in football, but sometimes you have to make sure that you're the guy. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, and then from then I was like, yeah, that's we could possibly go on to win this, or I'm happy with the draw now.
Yeah, exactly. That's how I was. Yeah.
2-0 up and you effed it up.
Yeah.
And all that. Yeah, good. Because we at least deserved that as well.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, they got a lucky goal and then they got an offside goal. And then, other than that, they didn't offer nothing. Really. That's what I'm saying. Like, someone, like we keep saying, someone is due a hiding.
And Berry said it at the end of his interview. He actually said it like that. So, yeah.
Let's see who it is.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I will if we win all 1-0, 1-0, and then we play Watford and we beat them 5-0.
Oh mate, yeah, I was saying that. I said that earlier. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Tomorrow, to be honest.
But yeah, anything else you want to say about the game overall before we get into the player ratings?
Not like, you know, I had some comments that they were saying Sky was biased towards, but they weren't really. They was called it for what it was. Penalty, that should have been a penalty. Offside, you know.
Yeah, I listened to it after, and they were saying, you know, pens, etc.
We get a lot more respect now than we did before. You have to when you're making the playoffs 2 seasons in a row. You're obviously doing something right. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, exactly.
Just leave it at that and bring on. You know, the games are going to come thick and fast now, so we need to be. The whole team squad needs to be on it, mate. Which they look to be that anyway. You know, like Berry highlighted that perfectly. So, you know, Woodrow come on, done all right as well. So let's see.
Yeah, no, he did. Just another thing I want to say as well regarding, you know, the fixtures and that we've still got to play a lot of the teams, you know, in and around us. So as it goes back to exactly what you said there. So yeah, man, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, let's get into the player ratings. So obviously, we'll start off with Ethan, of course, in goal. So he did have that howler, but other than that, didn't really have much to do, did he? Let's be honest.
No, his distribution was good. He looked confident after that. You know what I mean? He didn't really.
Yeah, his head weren't down. Yeah, exactly.
You know, he was annoyed. Yeah, but you know, of course he's going to be. But you know, this could be things like that. Yeah. If all them players and that rallied around him afterwards and everything like that, yeah, then the chances are, then he's more likely to go, yeah, actually, like if I get an opportunity to sign for this club permanently, I will. And I'd be happy with that because it can only get better once he's, you know, it is difficult when you're on loan as well, because you've always got in the back of your mind like, yeah, what's going to happen? Like, you know, everyone's going, oh, he won't be recalled by Forest, so that means he's shit. No, it doesn't. Like, it's just haven't got enough experience playing in the Premier League. Simple as that. And he's developing all right at Luton. So why would they do that? You know, they've probably got about 5 goalkeepers anyway. So yeah. But yeah, go on your rating.
I'm going to give him a 7.
I'd just give him a 6.
6.
Yeah, because the howler is, you know, you can't, you know, but it is still a howler, so you can't be. For me, you can't be giving him higher than that. You know, if you done that and then dropped a couple of crosses, and then they're getting less. So I'm just going to give him a 6. Is what it is. I'm sure he'll get higher tomorrow.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Let me go through some comments. A lot of comments. Stephen says, "Big up Ty, big up yourself, mate." He's gone big up to you as well. Morris didn't look right or fit. Yeah, I think I don't want to say it's rush back, but I feel
he had painkilling injections, but he definitely wasn't the same player, even though he scored a banging header. But he definitely wasn't match fit, not at all. So
yeah, exactly.
Depending on how that's healed, I mean, it weren't that long ago. You could potentially see him being dropped to the bench in this game.
Yeah, I agree. I was annoyed with Ethan, but he's human. Exactly. Definitely pen on Clark. Yeah, 100%. He's saying the second goal way offside.
Well, it was.
Shoddy officiating again. Yeah, exactly. It's just common now. When we do the previews, we have to actually look at the ref now and just see when they last refed us, etc. Jackie says, "Hi, Ty and Daz. Ref was one of the worst I've seen." Yeah, it wasn't great.
Oh yeah, because there was another one where a corner we should have had. It was blatantly come off their player, and he was right in front of that as well. It was like, nah.
Yeah. I know what one you're on about. Yeah. In the game, yeah. Madness. I don't know. Who's the worst? Seriously, I thought that one against Burnley was an absolute joke. Yeah, granted, I thought we'd lose the game, but he was just like you said at the time, he was just waiting for them to get one of them sort of opportunities, and just blow it. So yeah, it's frustrating. And then obviously the one against Birmingham, he was bad for both teams, I'll be honest. But the red card, it should have been a red card. Just don't understand how it wasn't. No, I'd agree with this to a certain extent as well. Thank God, Berry, and that's what I mean about Berry. Sometimes he is that guy who will take it on. And obviously he saw that in this game, and I feel.
But
a while ago, we was missing that in midfield at times when I wanted to see him start.
Yeah, but the thing is as well, right? We are passing it a lot more, and like we said before, under Nathan Jones at some points, we were just playing it long, and that's not because I think he was just built on that way of trying to win, because he knows he does like to play good football, because when we was in League One, we've done that. And we are starting to do that again now. Who's ringing me? And we're starting to do that again. So, that'll just get better and better. And, our possession stats, I'm sure, since Rob Edwards has arrived, is already picked up.
Yeah, it's better. Yeah. I saw it the other day. Yeah.
Well, if we can play on the ground, we will, because I think we do look good at it again. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, there's been games where you've seen that. QPR is a really good example. QPR away, I felt was a good example of that. There's been a few others as well. So yeah, and we basically bossed the match. Yeah, we did. No, we did, and that's why we felt the point was the least we deserved in that sense. Yeah. So yeah, and then Stephen's rating for Ethan looked okay after the howler 7. Yeah, so you got him a 7 as well. Moving on to, excuse me. We'll move on to Bell. We'll go on to Bell. Now, it did look like he was playing that left centre-back role again, which obviously I did say I would put him there for this game. And yeah, I thought he was decent there again. He's one of the most consistent players. Really what you expect from him now, really. Even when he is playing in that position, I think he's, like I said, I think Rob Edwards has told him still do his runs and that sort of thing. Yeah, I thought he was decent again. As for a rating, I'll go with 7.5.
Yeah, same. I thought he was his consistent self. I think he was involved in definitely the first goal, I think. So yeah, we're going to get from him. He is consistent. He's been asked to play in different positions. We know he's better on the wing, but actually he's not. He's proven to be decent where he's playing now as well, left centre back. So yeah, 7.5. Yeah,
right, absolutely. And then moving on, excuse me, to Lockyer. Now, I thought Lockyer was really good in this game, actually. You know, the way he was heading the ball away, you know, getting it away. He done that a lot in this game. I remember saying in the first half a lot, Lockyer's headed it away again, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, I thought it was a good performance from him, to be honest. The goals couldn't have really done anything because I don't think the first one, he's the one who should be there going to in that sense. And the second goal was obviously offside. So yeah, I thought he was decent. Lockyer, to be honest, potential shout for man of the match, you could say. He's definitely up there in my opinion. Not going to quite give him it though, this one. But like I said, I did think he was really good. I'll go with. Do you know what? I'll go with 8.
Yeah, I agree. Mostly, yeah, because he was very, very disciplined in this game, considering, you know, the previous game, and this potentially was, you know, a game where he could have got rattled or whatever, frustrated, especially with some of them decisions as well. He weren't as trappy as he normally is, if that makes sense. Do you know what I mean? But he was just very, very disciplined, got his tasks done and done them well, and, you know, slotted straight back in there, considering, you know, he's a makeshift defence and Burke is obviously injured. So yeah, I'll give him an 8.
Yeah, absolutely. Stephen's rating for Bell. He says Bell always looking good going forward, getting back as well. Exactly, 7.5. Yeah, no, exactly. And then moving on to Osho. You know, again, thought he was decent. Obviously, he does. You know his range of passing is really good. You know, you've seen that in a lot of games. Wigan away is a clear example of that for the second goal. And yeah, you saw him do them sort of passes at times. Yeah, I thought he was decent again. I'll go with another 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. You know, his confidence is much better than what it was. He always brings the ball out where he can. Do you know what I mean? He's, like I say, his passing's not normally pretty good as well. And his defending is not bad either. Do you know what I mean? So, you know, he's developing nicely under us, and yeah, it's another good performance. And he obviously is looking to try and hold down his place in that team at the moment. And yeah, at the moment, I'm glad he is, because he is doing really well. And, you know,
you've always rated him, haven't you?
Yeah, he's got a lot to his game. I think he's actually a pretty good footballer. So 7.5.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Stephen's gone Osho professional, 7.8 exactly. Big up David in the chat as well. He says yes, T. Big up yourself, mate. Moving on, excuse me, to the wing backs. We'll start off with Dre May. Now, he did another moment in that game where he kept the ball on. You know, when I thought he was going out, that's 3 times he's done that now for Luton, and it's been, you know, really good. Obviously, he was unlucky not to score, obviously, on the first goal. Yeah, I was impressed with him again. To be honest with you. As for a rating, do you know what? I'm going to give him an 8. I'm going to give him the same as Lockyer.
Yeah, I think so. It was you can see that he has got that Premier League quality, and he's just getting better and better with each game. He already looks not, you know, I like Bree, but this guy's he's definitely got that extra to his game.
Yeah.
And he's you know, another one who I think would be happy to sign for us potentially. So, and you know, and is you know, got into the team spirit and stuff like that. Yeah, and was unlucky, but it was that shot that from a tight angle that created the chance to get back in the game.
Yeah,
as well.
exactly.
So, yeah, like close. Yeah, 8.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair enough. Same as me again. Moving on to the other side, see Doherty. Yeah, again, I thought he was decent. He was working well with Bell. I thought at times in this game you saw them, you know, chop and change at times. You know, his passing is good. You know, he's another player that goes forward, not afraid to take on the man. Saw that a few times in this game. I'll go with another 7.5.
I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good. And he looks. I mean, when we first saw him, the West Ham game, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Like,
we always mention that. Yeah,
from then, yeah, he's been still start. You know, especially under Jones. But since Rob Edwards has come in, he's potentially one of our best players. I'm not going to lie.
I can agree with that.
Quality, always delivers the crossing that he's got is way better than what Bree had. And he's just consistent with it as well. He's always.
And so sometimes you know, when you do the lineup, you don't want to throw him like not like that, but you don't want to. You want to put him in the lineup. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's why we're doing it. To be honest, I think that is why you know, we've been putting Osho in that position and stuff like that, just so he can be on one of the wings. Do you know what I mean? Like, yeah, you're right. You can't really drop him.
No.
I know sometimes you see him on the bench, but even then, when he comes on, you know you've got that immediate threat. So
yeah, exactly.
I thought he was really good. 8.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. That is fair enough. Let's go through some comments. Dre May not long, Stephen's rating, till he gets full 90. Head something exciting. Sorry, 7.8. No, exactly. No, we'll go through them on the preview, Hanno, mate. Of Stardom. So yeah, we'll go through them then. Doherty worked overtime 8. Yeah, exactly. He was impressive. Yeah, again. And then moving on to the midfield. We'll start off with Ruddock. Obviously, at the moment, he is one of them, which, again, another player you can't put out of the starting 11. You know, he's been very good. Another very good player, you could say, under Rob Edwards, to be honest. You know, and I thought he was decent again. Obviously, you know, we sort of know what we expect from him at the moment. You know, he's tackling, you know, times and well. He's a lot. I'd say from what we've seen previously, he's a lot better on the ball, in the sense where, you know, the way he switches it, etc. His range of passing's got a lot better, I'd say. And yeah, I thought he was decent again. As for a rating, again, I'll go with another 7.5.
Yeah, I'll give him 7.5. You know, it wasn't a standout, but it was solid. You know, he's all over that pitch. Do you know what I mean? You know, winning the ball back, calming the midfield down, and that. Do you know what I mean? You can see he's definitely improved, and he's again. They're all on the journey, and you know, they're all together on it, and you can see they're sort of all just clicking now at the same sort of you know pace and that. So, and he's part of that, and yeah, he's on the only way. He's getting dropped now is if he gets injured, so hopefully he won't touch wood. But yeah, 7.5.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then moving on to obviously the midfielder alongside him, Nakamba. Yeah, I thought it was good from him again. You know, you can see his quality, his Premier League quality. Obviously, like I say, he's very good technically. You know, it's just I believe his physical game's good, but obviously as you go further down in the football leagues in England, obviously the more physical it is. I think, you know, you saw, you know, that he has learnt that. He you know, he was getting stuck in at times in this game. I'll go with another 7.5.
Yeah, same solid. You know, you can see what he's now sort of brought into the team for. You know, Rob Edwards wants someone who can you know, just sit there and tidy up at the back.
Yeah,
just in front of the defenders and that, and that's it. Just keep control of the ball and the passing and that. So you can't really be knocking him because he's doing all right. You know, he's doing that job pretty well, and like I say, you can see the quality. He's just, you know, and he's learning that you don't get as much time on the ball as you would.
Yeah, exactly.
So much in the Premier League, and you know, he's learning it quickly. So he's another one who's like could be a vital. You know, and let's not forget, you know, he's had a couple of, you know, sort of one definitely dodgy performance, but other than that, you know, he's
been good, yeah.
He's out quick, you know, and don't forget Aston Villa signed him for 11 million initially, and he was played really well under Gerrard, doing the same sort of thing, I believe. So, you know, decent from him. 7.1.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Mapanzu is loving life and his football 7.5. No, he is. You can see it. You know, some of the interviews I've seen him in recently as well. You know, he's still got the banter there and that. So yeah, it's just class. Yeah, I'll definitely agree on that. And then obviously ahead of him was obviously Clark. Brilliant performance for him again. Like I said earlier, winning possession a lot of times for us again. Obviously, he's Luton player has done that the most this season. And you know what? I'm going to give him my man of the match, to be honest with you. Obviously, he got an assist on the second goal. Nice ball forward. Like I said, he's winning possession a lot of times as well. And yeah, you know what you're going to get from Clark, really. It's still mad to think we got this guy on a free and he's that consistent pretty much every game. Even in games we don't quite win. I remember a few last season, like Cardiff at home. He was brilliant in that game. He didn't deserve to be on that losing team. So yeah, he is my man of the match in this one. As for a rating, man of the match rating, I'll go over 8.5.
Yeah, I'm going to give him an 8. I thought he was really good again. Like I say, what you're going to get from him. He's just consistent. Do you know what I mean? And he got an assist for the equaliser as well.
Yeah.
And constant attacking threat, always busy. Do you know what I mean? Like, really, really good player. I'm going to give him an 8.
Yeah, there you go. Stephen says Marvey does what he does. 7. Yeah, exactly. And then moving on to the front two, obviously we'll start off with Morris. Obviously, it wasn't, quite there, like we said earlier. It's good that he's, back already. Like I said, I think that bench at best is what I expected for this one. Now is that a push for me? But yeah, it's good to see that he's, there. But yeah, at times I don't think he was, I would say, quite in the game, if you get what I'm saying. As for a rating, I'll go over 7.
I'll give him a 6.5. You know what I mean? He had like the header that was close. A couple. But he wasn't moving like he normally would, and
yeah, exactly.
Just wasn't there. Do you know what I mean? Like, so potentially he probably shouldn't have started. But he's a strong lad, so that's what I did. Hopefully, depending on how bad it is, I'll be benching him at the very least. But yeah, 6.5 for me.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Stephen's gone with 6 for Morris. Yeah, fair enough. Then moving on to Elijah. Obviously, got a goal in this game. Obviously, the first goal, very good goals. Like you said, considering the angle it was, and he was there. He was there just in case to pounce on it. And yeah, I thought it was a good performance from him. Yet again, there's been a lot of performances he's had this season where he's played well, but he's been unlucky. He hasn't quite got the goal or anything like that. But obviously, in this one, he did. See a goal that helped us, obviously alongside the Berry one. So yeah, as for a rating for Elijah, I'll go over 8.
I'm going to give him a 8.5. He's my man of the match. I thought he worked extremely hard. Do you know what I mean? He was winning. Like, his hold up play was excellent. Do you know what I mean? And scoring that goal from that awkward angle, anticipating it as well, like proper strikers should do. And yeah, tidy finish. And just that again, that was a catalyst that got us back. You know what I mean? So it was a vital goal in that respect, and his performance, he led from the line, considering as well he must have known that Morris wasn't at his best as well. You know what I mean? So putting that into perspective as well, I thought yeah, he's my man of the match, 8.5.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. He'd probably be close second for me, I'd say. And then moving on to obviously players that come on, Fred. Now, when Fred did come on, obviously it did look like he went to right centre back. That's what.
Yeah. Let's touch on that because we had a problem in it because Osho got injured.
Yeah.
Right, and then we had, so all we had was Bradley on the bench, and Bradley's definitely not match fit. So whoever was, then people have to play in positions that they don't normally play and think, well, Bell, yeah, all right, but anyone else was playing out of position. So I think, yeah, Fred did end up in defence. So considering that, yeah.
Yeah, considering that, I thought he'd done all right. He'd done all right there, to be fair. I don't know if Stephen will agree, but yeah, no, I thought he'd done well.
Well, I was worried. I was thinking, look, we got fucking Fred in defence. Who else did we have in defence?
It was some makeshift defence. I can't remember it exactly, but
again, also, and I was like, oh, if they put it on us, like I can see like Fred not being that switched on because he's not like, you know what I mean? But
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
all right. And obviously he got booed. He used to play for Millwall. He got booed when he come on, I think. And
I didn't even know that. I'll be real.
Yeah, I thought he'd done all right considering. Yeah, he went. Initially, he'd have been brought on to, well, I think, maybe he was, and then Osha got injured to bomb forward and then that stopped pretty much straight away.
Yeah. As for a rating, I'll go 7.
Yeah, I'll give him 7 as well.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Oh my days, Stephen. And then moving on to the next sub, obviously Woodrow. Again, another decent, performance when he come on. You saw that against Birmingham as well. Unlucky not scoring that game. This game, he just worked well. And when he come on originally, it looked like he was in midfield. Like, not as a cam. It actually looked like he was in centre midfield. And I thought, what the hell's going on here? But then obviously he moved. And obviously done well there. I'm going to go with another 7.
Yeah, same. Like passing, like some of the passing move before we scored was good. This is what I used to see week in, week out when we smashing up League One. And it reminded me of that, and that's good to see. And he's heavily involved in that, and I can see now he's very good at passing and that. Do you know what I mean? So I can kind of see why he has been playing in that cam role underneath that, because he is very good at passing the ball and laying off other players and stuff. Do you know what I mean? But ideally for me, that what you want him up front because
exactly.
He is good at that, and that it is what it is like that. So, but he brought on, I think there was one stray pass, and I was like, "What are you doing?" sort of thing. But other than that, I think it was all right. Yeah, 7.
Yeah, no, exactly. Stephen says Burke will be back according to Edwards. Right. Obviously, we will go into what he said and that when we get into the preview. Yeah, that'll be good if that's true. So yeah, there we go with that one. And then moving on to obviously the last player that come on, obviously the guy, the man, the myth, the legend, guy who obviously got the equaliser, Luke Berry. Like I said, sometimes we miss that in midfield at times, someone that will take on that pop shot. Obviously, he did do that, good ball forward by Clark, obviously who I gave man of the match. And yeah, just for scoring that, I'm going to give him 7.5.
Yeah, same. Hard finish as well, really. Do you know what I mean? Like, and he deserved it. We've been waiting for him to come on and pop up with a goal for a few games now, and he's got that in his locker, and I'm pleased for him. And that's he's definitely going to, even if he doesn't start, which he probably won't. He's definitely going to be pushing ahead of other players potentially coming back, like your Lansbury and that. Do you know what I mean? You're going to be put him ahead because that. Yeah, Lansbury's got a good range of passing that, but getting goals, getting in them positions, it's Berry all day long. So
yeah, exactly.
7.5.
Yeah. So there you go, people. They are the player ratings and obviously man of the match. So you give it to Elijah, I give it to Clark. I'll read Stephen's ratings, and then obviously we'll get into the game tomorrow. Fred's he's gone with 6 for Fred. Very showing everyone how it's done. 7.5. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, any final thoughts you'd like to say about that Millwall game?
One down, one to go. We've got to play them again. Do you know what I mean? So,
yeah, no, it's madness. By the way, actually, something from that.
You could end up playing him another 2 times after that as well. So
something come out actually. That is now an early kickoff on TV. I'm still going to try and go to it because I didn't go Millwall last year, but that come out today. But yeah, moving on to the game tomorrow. Obviously, we are taking on Swansea City. Now, obviously, we did play them earlier on in the season, and obviously did beat them 2-0. We ended up watching that game together, didn't we, Dad? It was a good away performance, that was. Potts was immense that game. That was when he, had the armband. He was just heading everything away. And, we tend to do well against Swansea now away. You know, I remember a couple of years ago, won there 1-0. Obviously, we are taking them on at home. I do remember last season, very frustrating game. You know, we were comfortably in the lead, and then obviously we just conceded stupid, sloppy goals. It's very frustrating. You know, we were getting frustrated. The players, Lansbury, rightly so. Obviously, that was when Sky Sports only showed him booting Manning, but they didn't show Manning booting the ball away. I think they ended up going over the stadium and all. So there you go with that one. But yeah, obviously that was a frustrating game. And I think, funny enough, the person I'm going with tomorrow did actually go with in that game. I was in the Kenny stand for that. But obviously tomorrow I will be in a main stand alongside, you know, where the main atmosphere is at. So yeah, it's an interesting one. A bit about it, you know, going into it. Luton are looking to complete their first league double over Swansea for the first time since 2001-2 season. Swansea are unbeaten in their last 4 away league matches against Luton, 1-3, drawn 1, having won none of their previous 9 visits before this run, drawn 2, lost 7. Luton Town have won their last 5 league matches against sides from Wales. Before this run, they just won out of the previous 11. Yeah, I remember them times where we didn't do so great, and then we started doing well against the Welsh teams. Swansea City have lost their last 2 away league matches, last suffering 3 away defeats in a row back in February 2022. Swansea have kept just 2 away clean sheets in their last 19 matches on the road, both against sides currently in the relegation zone, 1-0 versus Blackpool and 0-0 versus Huddersfield. So that's a bit on that. And then obviously a bit more. Rob Edwards going into this game has said, we want to play in a positive way. We want to play forward. We want to be on the front foot. We want to play forward and run forward. There are ways to do it. Sometimes you've got to try and draw the opposition out and try and find some spaces. It was pleasing that the players continued to try and play with real bravery, but still with an intensity as well. We always try and attack. We want to try and score goals, but it's pleasing. We had VR. I can never say that word. VRT. Oh, yeah, you know what I'm trying to say. In our play, I'm so delighted with how the lads are performing at the moment. Bit about Swansea coming into this fixture with no wins in their last 3 games and only 1 win in their last 8 in all competitions. Obviously, they sit 15th place in the Championship. As Russell Martin's side have accumulated 43 points in 34 games, leaving them 11 points behind the top 6. Pirot is a danger man for Swansea. The Dutch centre forward has netted 13 occasions in all competitions this term, following on from his impressive debut in the 2021-22 season. Irish international Manning, who I can't stand, has been an important provider of goals. The fullback has 6 assists in the Championship this season and set up 2 goals in the last 4 games. So yeah, obviously, like I said earlier, last time we met, obviously we got the 3 points. Campbell scored the opening. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, actually from I think it's from the corner, wasn't it? Bounced back out to him or something. And then obviously Morris, that was when he scored his first goal. I remember that, celebrated in front of the away fans. So yeah, bit about that. And then the officials, Dean Whitestone is the main referee. He recently took charge of our 1-0 win against Stoke last month. Obviously, I did go to that one. Again, should have had a penalty in that game, Clark. So far this season, he's taken charge of 26 games, 19 of which were in the Championship, handing out 77 yellow cards and 3 reds. So, interesting. We expect still a not great performance from the referee in that sense. But overall, Dad, after hearing all that, how are you feeling going into this one?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. I think we've got their number now. Again, said it in the last, before the Birmingham game as well. Business end of the season, you've got to be beating these teams at home. Do you know what I mean? While they're in the form that they're in. Do you know what I mean? Normally they're pretty decent team, and I can see their manager wants them to play like that. They've got a young squad. Do you know what I mean? They're going to be like passing it and that, but I think we just got too much, and we're too savvy, and we want to win. So I can't see us not winning. I think this is a game, and we've got a tough game after that, so we really need to be putting in a really good performance in this game and getting a really good result. So I'm quite confident we'll do that. They got their Peru is a very good player. But he's the sort of player probably, and if they'll end up losing him probably anyway. And it's Vice's in there from previous games. We've had a few spouts with them over the years. I can see this happening a bit as well, but ultimately I just think we're going to have the killer touch and we can punish them. So I'm quite confident.
Yeah, no, I'm confident, to be fair. Like you said, we need to get we need to get a result. Going into that game next week, obviously you don't play midweek, obviously against Sheffield United, which obviously, as they know, they're trying to confirm second. It's going to be a difficult game, especially away from home. We need to get some sort of result here. Like I say, it's ones where you need to be picking up points at this time in the season against these sort of sides, really. But obviously, what we're getting to now is obviously the lineup. So obviously, we'll do the usual. So Ethan in goal. It's obvious. Now potentially Burke will be back for this one. Said Stephen earlier that Rob Edwards said. So what do I put in? What do I put in this one? Starting. I think I would. If he is available, I think I would. Yeah, I think I would, to be honest. In the middle, obviously Lockyer. Without a shadow of doubt. The left side. I would probably. Do you know what? I'd maybe go out was the other day, to be honest. I'll probably go Bell again. I'll go Bell there. And then I'll probably go OT again, I think. Yeah. And then the right side, I think, you got to go Dre May again, haven't you? 100%, especially being out on loan. And then in the midfield, bloody hell, I'm going a bit too far. The midfield, we'll go with for this midfield. I think I probably would go with what, the same midfield that it's been recently, to be honest. I would go Ruddock, Nakamba. Here he is. And then Clark. I think you definitely got to go Clark. He was the other day. And then up front, I think it'll be, for me, I reckon it'll be Elijah. And then Woodrow for me. Maybe it might be the other way round. Woodrow on the right and then Elijah on the left, etc. But that's what I'd go with against Swansea. Your thoughts on that lineup, Dad?
Yeah, but exactly the same, really. Potentially you could see some defensive switches, but I feel now Doughty's sort of going to be playing there. Bell's doing all right there, so then Osho, if he injured or whatever, he'll be rested. So if Burke's fit, he'll be playing there. So basically exactly the same lineup. Morris on the bench. Unless, he's a lot better than he was the other day. I'd say he's going to be on the bench.
I reckon he'll be on the bench.
So, that lineup, you got to as well, because, they're all playing pretty well. So you can't really be, unless you're enforced. But the only reason for Burke, otherwise Osho probably would start still for me, is because he come off. So, when Burke come off injured, he didn't feature in the next squad. So it could probably be the same with Osho, but hopefully, Bradley will be back on the bench again. So maybe even Potts as well. We'll see.
Yeah, no, 100%. Steve says, "Wow, gonna love this ref too." Oh, mate, He was shocking. Well, he weren't as bad as the Burnley one, Birmingham, the recent ones, but yeah, he still weren't great. He should have got a penalty. So it'll be interesting. Tylee spelled it wrong. Oh yeah, I know what you like to call the Swansea Hanno. Saying that, Hanno did do a lineup earlier actually. Obviously, I did star it. He said hi to us. Disappointed with the midweek result, which is interesting. My lineup, this will be his lineup. So obviously, Ethan in goal. Osho, obviously, if he was back, mate. I'm not sure if he's going to be back. You go Bradley. Interesting. Flipping heck. The only reason I wouldn't is because the others have been obviously better because they played, but at the same time, I don't think Bradley's fully fit yet. He'd probably come on and do a bit of a job, but at the moment, it still needs to get that sharpness and all that back up. Lockyer, Dre, mate, Doherty, Pelly, Campbell. You go Campbell. Interesting. Woodrow and Elijah. So yeah, same up front. Same as the wing backs as well. Wouldn't go Bell. Interesting. So yeah. Violating Swansea. I expect us to beat his relevant team like I expect us to beat Millwall, but needs Swansea to keep up with the other teams in the playoff positions. Let's go do it for Daniel. Yeah, obviously British chap is most likely his last game. So yeah, hopefully Luton get some sort of result for him. Obviously he will be going to it, and I've got some content planned with him. So yeah, man, definitely check
that out. First game as well?
No, his first game was Blackpool. Blackpool was his first game. That'd have been pretty sick, yeah. That's like me this season with Blackburn. That's our last away game, so I want to try and do that due to the fact it's my first away game last season ever in the league for Luton. So, yeah, man. But yeah, after saying all that, Dad, it is that time. Score predictions. How are you feeling? Obviously, you're feeling confident. We're going to get that pub.
Yeah, I think we will turn it on a little bit in this game, and just catch them out and all sorts. It's going to be feisty, but I just think we're going to hit the ground running in this game. So I'm going to go 3-1 Luton win.
Ooh, I like that. Hanno says he forgot about Bell. Oh, wow. Can't believe it. As for me, we are due to give someone a hiding at some point. I just don't think it'll quite be this game. Swansea, as much as I don't rate them highly, they probably, they'll try and come and frustrate us. Obviously, like my dad said, there is always a bit of heat with the players recently as well. I remember James Collins, when he was here, he had that massive, when he scored actually away, he kicked off a little bit. Obviously, last season, like I said as well, I think it even did last season as well at their ground, I think. I don't know, I might be wrong, but yeah. I do reckon we'll win. Time to break another record. But obviously, if we do beat them, be the first time since 2001. We've been breaking a lot of records this season. 1-0 Luton. I'll go over 1-0. I think it'll be one of them. Similar to Stoke and Cardiff, really. It might be one of them sort of games. Goal scorers?
I'm going to go with Doughty, Clark, and Woodrow.
Nice. Yeah, that's a nice combo, that. As for me, my goal scorer, I want to go Elijah again. To be honest. So, yeah, man. Hanno's gone 2-1 to us. That'd be good. Any win, mate. Any win. As long as we do win. I don't want to be honest. It's a game I don't really want to draw. I'll be quite disappointed, to be honest, going into that Sheffield United game, which we know will be a difficult game. Obviously, you saw what they've done midweek as well and knocked out Tottenham. Very good goal in that as well. And like I said, they're trying to confirm second, didn't they? So, yeah, that will be a very difficult one, of course. So, yeah, that is the end of the Hat Show. Any final things you'd like to say, Dad?
No, that's it. Big up British chat.
100%.
Get this win, and hopefully, be nice memory for him. Yeah,
no, absolutely, man. Absolutely. And like I said, on the community post, I did put a thing out, saying, let me know some questions I can ask him. We've got a video planned, probably come out on Sunday. It's regarding, it could be anything, like his favourite Luton moment, anything like that. I know Hanno's put a few in, so big up yourself for that, mate. But yeah, make sure you do that. That'd be much appreciated. And yeah, that is the end. That is the end. We're currently on 7 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button if you haven't already. I know people watch this on playback as well, so smash a like on there as well. It'd be much appreciated. Subscribers. By the way, actually, I was going to say it, but I nearly forgot. That Millwall stream, by the way, absolute madness. Big up to everyone that tuned into that. It's absolutely crazy. We had like 60 people at one point. So yeah, thank you for that. A lot of new subscribers and all that. So yeah, thank you for everyone that tuned into that. But yeah, like I said, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hanno's got something planned at some point for the extra channel as well. So check that out when it comes out. That will be that was a nice idea. So yeah, it should be out in the next few days, I'll say. And yeah, that is that really. You'll want to follow me across any of my socials. Links to them are in the description. And the next Hatter Show will be back again on Friday. When we obviously going to discuss this game and then preview Sheffield United. So yeah, until then, for my dad, obviously I'll see you in a bit. As for me, I'll be back again tomorrow with the vlog. Come on, Luton, let's do it. So yeah, until next time, take care and peace.